It is Monday, so that means it is time for 3-Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. Meghan, Triplett, John Roser here with you. And let's get straight to it, Roser, because a lot to talk about. And let's start with the NBA. Big news for us Grizzlies fans. Jaren Jackson Jr. How about first team all defensive team? He joins Giannis, Mikal Bridges, Rudy Gobert, and Marcus Smart on that group. But 22-year-old Jaren Jackson Jr. leading the league in blocks. We know what he's been able to do. He's taking his game to a whole nother level. But how amazing is that?
It's pretty awesome. And the fact that he is he still has worlds of potential because obviously he wants to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think he'll end up winning a couple of those. And his offensive game still hasn't totally come around yet. Like, we've seen flashes of it here and there. He scored over 30 in game 1 against the Warriors. He had I think games 3 and 4, games 4 and 5 against the Warriors, he had 21 in both of those games. So he's shown flashes of it. So that's there. The 3-point shot was up and down, but I have been adamant about it. This guy has all the potential in the world to make all NBA teams, like not just all defensive teams, but all NBA teams. He has that potential. And I think where people do get caught is that, he's only 22 years old. He is still going to get better and better. Just look at a ton of guys around the league. Look at where they were when they were 19 years old and look at where they are when they're 27, 28 years old. So the key for Jaren obviously is staying healthy, but when he does, I think the sky is the limit. It's cliche, but it's absolutely true. And the question for Jaren that we'll find out is, does he want to be great? If he wants to be great, he can be great.
And here's the thing, Roser, he does. And I think that is a part I'm like with you when it comes to sky's the limit. If he's able to do that this season where we saw him play in the regular season, 78 plus games in the regular season, which is absolutely phenomenal for him to get to that place, and what he can get to next. That's the scary part for him to make first team all defensive team just in his 4th year in the league. I do think that it's going to be even more and even better. And so I'm just excited for him. First team, I said on a rise and grind, I need a clip next season of him doing some type of block and then screaming at the camera, first team, like we got with Tony Allen. So give me that moment. All right, let's now get into some conference finals, because we gave our picks last Monday. But how this series is going up, the Warriors are up 3-0 when it comes to the Western Conference over the Dallas Mavericks. And this Boston and Miami series is looking pretty interesting, where it's been going back and forth. Game 4 is on Monday night. But what you got, how things are placed now, are you changing your picks?
Yeah, no. Well, I'll take Golden State in the West. Yeah. But, I think Golden State's going to win the West now. But I still think Boston will find a way to win that series. It's just crazy. It's been blowout in game 1 for Miami, blowout in game 2 for Boston, blowout in game 3 for Miami. I think Boston will bounce back tonight. Mm-hmm. And I think that series is probably going to go 7 games. So Miami having a game 7 at home will be big. But I do think that series is probably going to end up going 7 games. I just want to get a good game in that series. Now, if you like going to bed, early, it's been a great series because you just turn the game off, but you don't even have to watch the second half, really. The games pretty much have been over in the first half, and you could just turn them off at halftime. But I'd actually like to get a really good game in this series. And I do think that Miami and Boston are the 2 best teams left.
I think I agree with you. I think Golden State, I picked Golden State. I didn't think that they were going to do what they're doing right now. I still think Dallas will get 1. I think it's going to be a 5-game series, but for Golden State, impressive what they look like. They haven't played their style of basketball just yet. So that's even the most intriguing part about the whole entire thing, and how they have become that offensive rebounding, second chance points group. And then when it comes to Miami, I want this series to go to 7. I think it could be I think it could be a very, very competitive series. I think it's going to come down to who's healthy, though. Who is going to be a fully healthy team, with Jimmy Butler being questionable, Marcus Smart being questionable, in and out, Robert Williams being in and out. Is Jason Tatum okay? I think it's going to come down to who's actually fully healthy and what that does look like. I'm still going to keep Boston. Boston's got to tap into that offensive team that they've been, where Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum can get going at the same exact time. So intrigued with it all. I know something that you're interested this weekend was the PGA Championship. I only know that Tiger Woods pulled out on Saturday, and that's all I got for it.
Yeah, he had it was so like when he was practicing on Saturday, heading into Saturday's round, which I mean, Saturday just was a brutal day for a lot of guys on the course. It was bad. And that's what they do. The course, they're supposed to get harder over every day. They change the whole locations. So the course is supposed to get harder. But he was practicing, and when he was walking down to one of the sand traps to practice hitting shots out of the bunker, his knee kind of buckled a little bit, and you could see some wincing from him. And then he had a disastrous round out there in round 3, and I think he realized, like, I for Tiger Woods to drop out, he's really got to be in pain, and he clearly was in a lot of pain, because he was in pain at the Masters, but he kept playing. But he played through it. He finished all 4 rounds. But he must have been in some serious pain for him to withdraw from the tournament. That being said, Justin Thomas, who's like Tiger's best friend on tour, they live right next to each other. They play golf together all the time. Those two and Rory McIlroy all live like right there together. They play golf in Jupiter, Florida together. Justin Thomas won his second major. He's won 2 PGA championships now. He beat Will Zalatoris in a playoff. Will Zalatoris has now played in 8 majors. I think it's 8 majors, and he has finished in the top 10 in 5 of those majors. So this guy is going to probably get one eventually. He looks like Happy Gilmore's caddy. If you remember Happy Gilmore back in the day, the little blonde caddy at the beginning at the Waterbury Open, that's kind of what Will Zalatoris looks like. He's going to win a major eventually. I know he's probably going to be kicking himself over not being able to get that one, but congratulations to Justin Thomas, who has been looking for that second major for a while. He's always one of the favorites at the top. And the guy led on Friday at one point, and then until the first playoff hole yesterday, that was the first time he had the outright lead in the tournament since Friday. So it just goes to show, like, hang around, and you never know what can happen in golf tournaments. So it was a great PGA Championship in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and congratulations to Justin Thomas. But it stinks about Tiger Woods. Hopefully he could be good to go for the U.S. Open. I think the U.S. Open's always just going to be a little too hard for Tiger now. I don't think he'll ever win that one again, but hopefully he's able to go, because it's pretty inspiring to see all the things that guy has gone through, surgeries in his personal life, and in his medical injury history life, and that guy just keeps fighting and keeps wanting to play. And so it is pretty inspiring to see that. So hopefully he can get back out there for the
I wish, I only go as far as Tiger Woods goes. So that's where I am at when it comes to PGA. So I'm hoping to see Tiger back out there again soon as well. That's all the time we have for this edition of 3 Point Stance presented by Mountain Dew. We'll see you next week.